I'm here in my office with Lurch, a 17-plus year member of Fire Station 50. I'll do a video on where he came from later, a separate video, but right now what I want to focus on is a skill that we can use to maintain scene safety, and it's one that we picked up from our law enforcement partners called contact and cover. And it's a very simple skill, can be used on all calls, but is very, very effective on EMS calls. So we always talk about maintaining situational awareness. Talk about maintaining what we can see, taking that information in, processing it so that we can do the job that we're there to do. But we also know that as we start focusing in on a task, we start losing some of that for a couple reasons. One is visually, we're focused down on a task. The other part is that our brain can only handle so much information. And so while we're focused on doing whatever that job is, that's kind of what we're focused on. So we lose some of our situational awareness. As example, we come to a structure fire. As we're seeing this much, we're seeing the entire structure. We see fire blowing out of a second floor window. As we move in towards the door, our assignment is forcible entry. As we move in towards the door, we start losing the focus on the rest of the structure as we move in and gain focus on the door. As we are doing forcible entry, especially if it becomes a complicated door or complicated force, we're going to focus even more on that task at hand, which means we lose some of our situational awareness. And that's not abnormal or uncommon. That's just the way it works. The same is true on an EMS call. On an EMS call, we are focused on the patient. So we have two people, which we will call the contact people, or one, depending on how many in the crew. They're maintaining contact with the patient. Their focus is on the patient. So they're looking at, signs and symptoms, putting on a BP cuff, putting on leads. They're focused on the patient, which means they're not focused on the rest of the environment. And again, that is okay and that is normal. The contact person is focused on the patient, whereas the cover, usually the captain, but on an RA it could be one of the other firefighter, is maintaining some distance from the patient. They're stepping back and they're watching the overall scene. They're maintaining cover or situational awareness so that they can be on the lookout for issues and problems. Now, how aggressive you get with this tactic or how intense you go with it can be dependent on the call type, but we should use it on every call we go on, and at least start out with every call being a little more intent on it, and then we can back off. As example, in a convalescent hospital, you're probably not as worried, but you should still have somebody maintaining that cover position. It's just probably not as intense as when you're on a shooting, a stabbing, a fight, a domestic, an overdose, or any of the incident that has a much more likelihood of a potential for violence. Obviously on those, you're going to do a much more intense job of that contact or that cover person. So really simple, and I'll do some different examples using Lurch to highlight this. The point of contact and cover is to allow people to do the job of patient care, the contact people, to focus on the task at hand, and that's taking care of the patient. While somebody is maintaining overall situational awareness, the cover person, to protect them and to watch what's going on around them. And this person could, depending on the type of call and the environment they're in, be as simple as standing at a bedroom door so that they can see the rest of the house. It could be standing in a hallway in an office building so they can see down the halls. It could be at an outside, using an outside incident, standing in a position where they think people could come towards them. want to encourage you to practice the skill and get used to using contact and cover on all calls. It's a very simple method for providing protection for us and our crews while they work and still do the job that we're here to do. So practice it, use it on all calls, have a good shift.